Welcome to Victorious Living. Are you ready to unlock your full potential and experience the abundant life God has planned for you? We all face challenges, but on Victorious Living, we will equip you with practical tools and inspiring stories to help you live a life of victory. Let's prepare ourselves to learn something new today. Before we jump in, let's spread the victory. Share this video with someone who needs a fresh perspective. You were created for greatness. Let's dive in and discover how to live a life of victory.
What would you say to those people who drink and drive?
Don't drink and drive. It's not worth it. I mean, nowadays you've got Uber, or sleep on the ground. I don't care, but don't drink and drive because, man, it was unbelievable. I mean, that guy, I was the sole survivor of the accident. Lucky for me, I was the only one in my car and he was the only one in his car. But I'm sure when he left wherever he was coming from, he didn't even know that he left. But yeah.
It was a hit and run?
No, he was dead on impact.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. He died instantly. I guess he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, but yeah, broke his neck.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was not good for him also?
No,
it was like a suicide.
Yeah.
You just drink and drive.
And the worst part of the equation was the guy had no driver's license. He had no insurance. It wasn't even his car. It was his girlfriend's car. So the girlfriend told the investigators that he took the car. So and the guy had a history of offenses, criminal record. He had been in drug dealing stuff and then domestic violence. So the guy was textbook troublemaker, which is why he ended up the way he did. Sooner or later, if you live that kind of life, you're going to end up,
it's not good.
In a bad situation. Good. And unfortunately for me, I got roped up into that. But
we believe in my country, good karma and bad karma, it catches you eventually.
Oh, yeah.
If we keep doing, even Bible says that you sow wrong seeds and you have wrong harvest. Mm-hmm. So was he young?
He was the same age as me. We were both 39.
God saved you.
Yeah. There's no question about that. And it was just so surreal, the outpouring of love from everybody, from the acting community and all the people I've known for so many years. They raised the GoFundMe, and those people really helped motivate me because I didn't know how many people believed in me, how many people loved me until I was like, oh my God. I was like, wait a minute, how does the entire internet know that I've been in this experience? Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, don't tell nobody, But they knew what happened, and they raised the GoFundMe, and all these people, the outpouring of love was incredible, and that inspired me so hard. That's why I did my documentary. I was like, we got to take a video of everything I do because all these people are believing in me, and they're investing in me to make this comeback. So I'm like, let's document everything, show people I'm in here working, and then it helped inspire me as well because I'm like, well, I don't want to have a bad ending here, so we have to make it a positive and a happy ending. But
yeah, if it was not for your internet post, I would never come to know about you. You're just another star. But when I saw that picture, your ICU picture, I paused. I said, wow, he recovered from a very, very bad place. So that's where I started following up you, chasing you. Please come to the program. Mm-hmm. So finally, you are here. So tell our audience about if they're going through struggle in life, general struggle, where I'm working for a suicide prevention movement where we are doing fashion shows and we do preach about you don't have to take your life. And sometimes people take their lives because they want to end the pain, whether it is physical, emotional. And I have even heard police, first responder, police and firemen, they end the life. They're very sorted people. They shouldn't do that, but it is happening everywhere. So people who are going through pain, what would you tell them?
I would say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So, it might be hard today, but you've got to power your way through and put in your work because as long as you work hard, sooner or later, something's going to give. And that's a very important formula in life in general. Just today doesn't mean it's going to be like tomorrow. So you just have to constantly think positively because the mind controls the body. Mm-hmm. So if your mind's in the right place, your body's going to follow. And it's your attitude, it's always attitude.
What do you do?
Mind over matter.
What do you do to keep your mind and body in order? Of course, workout you do for the body.
Oh, yes.
But how about mind?
For my mind, I like to read. That helps me escape to a different place. And I like to meditate too,
So how much time you spend for your meditation?
Well, just 20 minutes. Listen to some
morning or
music.
evening? Sorry, these are
In the evening.
In the evening,
Yeah, it helps me wind down. Yeah.
Yeah. So just you unwind yourself from everything. And that works for me also
Yeah,
before
just
going
being
to
by
bed.
yourself and just listening to calming sounds, nature sounds, all that.
Okay.
It goes a long way.
Do you write?
I don't write, no.
You don't write.
I have ideas sometimes that I should probably write them, and I'm just like, wow, why didn't I write that, you know?
Yeah.
That is definitely on my bucket list, is writing. I've never done that before.
Yeah, maybe you should start coming back to dealing with pain. I wrote a book recently that if we don't heal from our pain, we spill the blood to the people who have not hurt us in that particular time. So, did you feel really angry at the person who hit you?
I'm gonna say I wasn't mad. I mean, because I know so many people that have been partying all night, you know, and then it's just an unfortunate situation, you know. So it's hard to hate any specific person, you know. I feel like it's just everything happens for a reason, and it's like, especially after that, like it's God's plan. I'm not in control, you know. I had no business surviving that. So the fact that I was able to survive it, come back, and all these people like watched my comeback, and I was able to help inspire them. I mean, that's like, it's like I feel like I have street credibility now, you know, because I've actually been on the bottom and worked my way through, and I feel like, you know, that's what it's about, you know. It's just driving forward and having your mind clear and just trusting in God's plan for you, because at the end of the day, we're not in control of nothing. He is, and I learned that based on that experience.
Very true. Very true. So, did you start doing something about drinking driving, like a movement or something? A campaign for...
Yeah, well, I just tell people don't drink and drive, you know, for sure, because every time I look at those...
Take an Uber.
Oh yeah, take an Uber. Every time I look at those pictures, I think it felt like a dream, you know. I'm like, no, I actually lived that. Like, it was like, unbelievable.
See, the person died right on the spot. It's not worth it. It's not worth the challenge or the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all the innocent people, you know, so many people that don't survive from the drunk driver. Usually, that's the irony. It's the drunk driver that lives, and it's the person that's not drunk that dies. Nice. So in my situation, it was the opposite.
Brilliant.
But yeah, it was like, you know, 1 minute you're driving home, the next you wake up in a hospital, what the heck happened, you know? And then 9 months later, you know, you're working your butt off in the physical therapy trying to get your life back.
Yes. But I know you went through a lot of pain. I appreciate, yes. So I want you to talk to our audience about, of course, dealing with pain, difficulties in life, and what is your plan when 9 months later, I'm just trying to imagine, 9 months later, you're normal. What was your attitude towards life?
I just felt like every day is a gift, because when I couldn't walk for those months, that was hard. Like, it's like, you know, you take for granted being able to get up and walk to the restroom, you know, and like when you're in that situation, you're like, whoa, like I'm never going to take that for granted again.
You had people help you to walk to the washroom and everything? Yeah,
lucky for me, my brother, he works at the hospital as a physical therapist assistant, so that was a big deal. His background was in sports medicine too. We both did it in high school, so that was the big deal, having him there helping me, and like, you know, all the exercises. The physical therapy part for me was easier because that's kind of like exercise in the gym. So I was like, once I get out of this hospital, I can actually start doing exercises. Then I'll feel a little bit more normal because I'm used to doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was very, very key having my brother there helping me out with that, because...
And I also feel that if you're not a person who's inclined towards fitness, that journey would be really difficult.
Oh, yeah. But honestly, I think, there's people that go to the chiropractor for stuff, but I feel like if you could exercise, that's the best medicine there is.
And you know, sometimes we take for granted that we can get up and do everything, you know, drive and, you know, we can eat anything, walk, and all those things that we take for granted.
Yeah, no, it was so, like, when I could finally eat normal food again, it was such a blessing because my throat was so dry.
So for a month, you had to be fed by the tube?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, in my sleep, subconsciously, I would pull the tube out. And like, oh, we got to put it back up. So they come pull you down. And the guy would be like,
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that was bad. It was so bad. It's like, man. And the same thing with the
brace,
the wires in my jaw when it was shut. Like, they said I kept, like, busting it open. And finally got to the point where, like, okay, we've wired it 3 times. Just leave it like that, you know?
So you have your original tooth? You had to have implants and all?
I had 2 veneers, so I had to get 1 new veneer. But other than that, it's all my original teeth. So
nice teeth.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah,
So
and then,
God kept a lot of paths in spite of that
mm-hmm.
suffering. He kept you safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then internally, I had because a seatbelt cut into me. So the airbag, that's what broke my nose and my jaw.
Oh,
And then
Jesus.
the seatbelt cut into me. So they had to cut a foot of my small intestine off and fix my spleen from that. So that was like internal injuries now, and it's like an invasive surgery because I'm cutting into your abdomen, and I'm like, my six pack, no, but at least they did it right in the center. But yeah, it was super invasive surgery. But it was ironic for me because I had never had a surgery in my life until that experience. So you go from being completely healthy, never having a surgery, to now you're in emergency surgery. Yeah, and I have no recollection of it whatsoever. All I have is like the
So all
hospital
those
records.
surgeries you were on off, like
Yeah.
you have no memory.
No recollection at all. But they did the skin graft because like the engine came in, and that's what brought the injuries to my lower legs. So broke my right lower leg, and the skin was so messed up that they had to cut a piece of my thigh here and put it here. So now I've got this scar here that looks like a shark bit me. But that's what they put here to save my leg, because otherwise the alternative would be you're in a prosthetic leg like a somebody deployed overseas in war. So very similar injuries.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing everything. I'm sure your life is a gift of God to the mankind. You have a great role to play in coming days. I feel that in my spirit, more than acting, more than other things. But we are just about to end. So tell us quickly about your acting plan and what are your goals in coming days, and what do you want to do for mankind, and any message for the audience.
Well, I do believe every day for me personally is a win, because I have no business being here anyway, based on my experience. It's unbelievable story of survival, and thank God for the miracle. But every day is a win. So I feel like everything that I do, it's like, man, when I look back, I'm like, let's see, that was 6 years ago almost. Everything I've done the last 6 years is like, wow, I've done so many. I feel like I've done almost more things on this side of my accident than before my accident, because people see that and it helps. They look at you and they're like, man, I respect this guy. I need him in my film. Like they see that you've overcome that adversity, and it gives you, it shows people your character and your resilience. And I think it's not the way I would want to show people my resilience, but at least that's something that came out on it. Because when I was in that hospital, I thought, man, well, swimwear modeling was fun, acting was fun while it lasted. I'm never going to be able to do these things again. And then here I am. I've literally done everything that I was doing before my accident, even professional wrestling with these injuries. So
that's big.
It is big, because I'm like, well, that's one thing I will never do again. I didn't do that again until last year, because I was like, you know what? That's the only thing I haven't done. Let's get in there and do it. And I was able to do it. So it's important. The mind controls the body. Your attitude determines your outcome. And, like I said, if you're not dead and you're not paralyzed, get to work, because you can overcome anything.
Wow, that is nice. If you're
Thank
not
God.
dead and if you're not paralyzed, you can always bounce back. I believe that there is always a way out. I went through a lot of difficult times. Today we don't have time to talk about, but then it felt like this is the end. And then God would find a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that no matter what you're going through, there is a way out. So don't give up hope. Just like he said, mind controls the body. So have your mind in order so that you can actually control the body.
Yep.
And anything else you want to say? Because we're going to close.
Yeah, it all just starts up here, and it's you got to keep pushing forward in any situation.
And like
Stay
yours,
positive.
your marriage day was your inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on to some kind of hope.
Yep.
For me, my children were always inspiration when I wanted to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try again. My children were inspiration. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I hope you received something really nice from the show today, and do not give up. You will live victorious, because this life is a life of victory. Always there will be a way out. Trust me, there will be a way out. So don't give up. And thank you so much, Jack, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
You came from very far.
Yes.
And I'm sure our audience loved you. And anybody who wants to take him in your movies, and please have the contact details and call him for
Let's keep it going. That's what it's about,
Yes.
racking up the resume. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank
they
you.
can contact you. We'll flash the details. And
Yep.
God bless you. Thank you again for watching us. Live victorious. God bless you.
Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you were blessed by this message. Let's use this encouragement to spread hope and light, not only in our own lives, but also in our families and communities. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment and let us know how God is working in your lives. Stay victorious and be blessed.